So Bruce here is a security expert and he has plenty of things to his credit, and he keeps writing various columns on computer security. Right? He is also advisor for various government bodies in the US on security. He has come up with various cryptographic algorithms also. So he is a very popular and very keen scientist. So one thing nice about Bruce is that he is not just a scientist, he knows how to communicate with masses. So it's not just being able to talk equations and show that these equations are enough and so on. He can also communicate with masses and explain policies, explain procedures, set up policies and so on. These are things that he has to tell. Turn off computers when not in use. Don't leave them on. Right? Turn off computers also mean, for example, if I have a wireless network, if I don't have the use for it, keep it turned off. Right? Don't leave your wireless access. How many of your wireless routers at home? Do you really turn it off? No. Even if it's going to be turned on all the time, right? Have some kind of password mechanism and don't leave it free. Because somebody else may use it and you don't know what is happening through that network. Then limit the number of applications on your machine at any point of time. So you don't need software for nostalgia's sake. Right? If you don't need software, throw it out. Don't keep them for a long time. Create long random passwords and write them down. So this is something that we talked about, right? Writing passwords down. So go read his website. It actually says why writing passwords down actually makes sense rather than remembering passwords. So it's also that many browsers offer to remember passwords for you, right? Many sites offer to remember passwords for you, but all these are electronic, and all this depends on the weakest link. So his basic thing is the weakest link when it's written down is you. If you're going to be paranoid about your data, you will stop being the weakest link. You get the idea? So let's say I leave it to my Firefox browser to save all my passwords and so on. I'm relying on Firefox to save my data or to secure my data. I don't know how weak Firefox's policies are. Right? But if I am careful and if I write long random passwords down and if I keep them with me, I am the only weakest link. Right? And I know how to take care of various kinds of data. Again, I will not put all the random passwords and save them with me all the time. I may remember some of them. I'll let Firefox handle some of them. I'll have the same passwords saved across different websites and so on. But for the most crucial ones, I'll keep the use PGP in your email if you want, but use these things. Patch your operating systems regularly. So this is a mistake that I did about 8 years ago, and I keep my operating systems patched as much as possible. Because a vulnerability that is there in a system, you will not know it until you attack. Right? In conclusion, the only way to be safe is actually being away from everything. So there's a nice little graphic there. I leave it out there if you want to see. Only if you stay away from everywhere, you are really safe. So that's as good as saying, keeping yourself in a locked up, turned off, in a lettered block with a security officer around you. Right? So, but that is not practical for the kind of online life that we have. So have policies that make sense. At the same time, without compromising too much usability. Usability is something that you have to remember. You may not want it, but your employees, other employees may want it, your users may want it and so on. So security and usability go hand in hand. Right? So keep them in mind. This happens with all engineering systems, how usable it is versus how secure it is. But this is something that you have to worry about. So that's the topic. So that's the only way to really keep safe from various things. So I'll stop the talk now and have a few demos to show. So are there any questions that you want to ask? Okay, if there are no questions, what you see here is a Word document that I created yesterday night, and there seems to be some formatting that is there. Right? So it says, text, there is a picture there and so on, but you don't see anything else. So this is what you get. I was talking about this tracking changes business, right? So let's see what the changes is. This is a simple thing that Office tools have. So look at tools, track changes. So this is something that enables track changes. You can see that I have done various things. So I don't know if you can see the right top. The first thing it says is format red font 40 point. So by default it started with some font size. I have formatted that to 14 point. I've also formatted it and centered it. This is fine. You can probably guess that because there's 14 point size, it's also in the center. I must have done that at some point of time, right? But look at other things. Look at this line here. Look at this. Where the cursor is pointing. It says deleted, and there is some text following that. More and more new lines. So I typed that. More and more new lines. It was in my original document, and I deleted it with the tracking changes turned on. So this is a feature. You can say turn it on, it will start tracking changes from there. If you press it again, it will stop tracking changes from there. So I had that turned on and it deleted some line of text. So if you see with this, it shows that these are the different kinds of things that I did. But if I go back to, so again, this formatting centered also. There's also a formatting name that I have done. It has track that. But if I see, if I turn on track changes, it still shows here now. So there's a view called So I turned off viewing markups. You don't see that the line that I deleted. You don't see that now anymore, right? So I could turn on tracking changes. So let's see that now. Let's track changes. As if I delete, let's say I deleted that now. It creates that. So this is useful if I want to share this document with somebody else. So I created this document, I give it for comments to somebody, or you write your Btech project report, you give it to your guide. The guide makes changes. You should track what changes were made by the guide. Right? It's useful. So if it's written on a piece of paper, the guide will put circles, have red marks all over your report and give it to you. Right? These are exactly those red marks. And if there are multiple users, you can actually have multiple marks. So the document, if I look at it, does not have that last line anymore. Right? Let's say I took this document, saved it, sent it to you. You will know all the edits that I made before I sent it to you. Right? So in this case, I'm having some useless information, but you may have some sensitive information that was originally in the document that you deleted because you don't want somebody to see, but it's there. They can always track the changes, view the markup, and see all the changes that you have made so far. Right? So this is an example of information leak. Do you understand this? Okay. So that is one kind of information leak. Let's look at all the other kinds of information leak. So let's look at this document. Let's look at properties. So there is this thing about attributes. You can keep them read-only, which is useful. You can also keep them hidden. So let's say I keep it hidden. Right? So this document, you can see that it's actually changed its color. I don't know if it's visible there, but it has changed its color. But more than that, let's look at the security issues of it. I look at security. So it says who has access to various things and so on. So I want to know a particular thing about this one, the file that I was projecting earlier. Let's look at the properties of the file. The PowerPoint presentation I made, let's look at the properties. So it has basic things. It says created yesterday. Right? Created yesterday at around 11:30 in the night. Modified at 12 in the night. And access today morning at 10:25. This is okay. So you know that I created it yesterday night and so on. That's one thing. But there are a few more things that you'll see. Like here. So I want to show the edit history of how many changes were made versus how many. So it gives you some summary information like how many words are there, how many letters are there, and so on. Along with that, it also shows how many edits to the document you made. So that is again another leak of information. Let's see that. There it is. So